say living life is free, I'll have to deny, 'cause every day I pay the price.
I would be careful on growing up too fast. Truly watch out, because it's good to look into the future, and I'm not saying forget the past, but acknowledge it and then move on from it. But also make sure you don't push yourself over. But before all that, welcome to the Complicated But Kinda Simple podcast. I'm here again with another video. This one comes over how I've been lately, and I just had a conversation with my dad on the phone, and the great thing about parents, but this specific case is my father, is just that they'll tell you things, and I don't even think that they realize how much it means to you in that moment, but it really does, because you come from them, right? And then even if you recognize that your parents are people too, it still means a lot coming from your parents, because you know how much they care for you, and it's too much. It's enough to it's an extraordinary amount. And he was speaking to me about my family and just things going on, and me and my brother had gone on 2 different life paths, and it's fine. But anyways, he's working more and I'm in college right now, and I asked him about the past and stuff, and to him, he just wanted to see that his children were happy, And then I really had to reflect on myself in that moment, because I think my dad truly feels that my brother is happy, and that brings me a whole just bunch of joy to know that, because it's really hard to speak to him, and a lot of the time on the phone when he talks to me, it's going to be over things that have been bugging him and stuff, because he doesn't have a lot of people to speak to, and I understand that. So that's why I like being that guy for him, so I can help him. But what I recognized about myself is a lot of things in life are a process. You can't really expect everything to just happen instantly, and you have to enjoy the process, is what I'm trying to do. It's definitely one of the things in life that, even though you figured it out, until you experience it and feel it, you just gotta go through it. And that's how I feel about that I'm in the process of becoming the person that I want to be, right? The ideal that I see in myself, the part of me that I feel that I should be becoming. But in trying to become that person, you have to like becoming that person. I mean, people, we change, and generally we change throughout our whole lives, and that's great, because we're always working to something else. And while you can see that as negative, as I'll never be satisfied, I'll never just get what I want and achieve what I want to, but you can also see it as there's always another story coming in, there's always something else. And while it's good to want these things out of yourself, want these ideals, it's also that you should be happy where you are. You should be able to recognize, and if you're not, it's probably for a reason, right? So in that, I'm looking to myself and I'm thinking, you're stressing out and you're trying to do a few things about it, but are you happy? And I don't think I'm just straight up depressed, obviously. This doesn't cause for a total change in my life where I have to go and now start doing something completely different. But what this does kind of tell me is that it's still important to recognize where you're not content, where you're trying to go, and recognize that you're good, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people say take a walk outside and stuff like that. And I agree with that, you know, meditate, yoga, all that fun stuff, but also in looking at the future and stuff, just you have to understand that there's going to be periods that are going to be rough and there's going to be periods that are going to be great, and you can't just instantly get there. So you're loving the process, right? You're loving this process of becoming who you want, but you might even be not happy during some points of this, you know, or at least not pleasurable and stressed out and stuff, and that's okay. You got to recognize that, because that's probably the parts that are really building you for the future. Those are the parts that really matter in the end, you know. Those are the parts that when you feel your glass is almost overflowing, or it is a little bit, you know, you can either just stop or you can go and do some more stuff. So this is all to say that my father, you know, he doesn't know a lot about school. He doesn't know a lot about just formal education or things outside of his world, obviously. And he grew up in a small world, understandably so. And as much as I want to do things for myself and for him and for the family, as much as I want to really feel that I'm making progress and stuff, sometimes you just gotta keep on going. You gotta just keep doing what you're doing. You're not gonna be feeling the best, but because of that ideal that you got, you keep working to what you're working as. And the reason I'm saying this personally is because I'm really bad about it. You know, I'm not sitting here to preach to anyone. This is honestly for myself, because this is a realization of, well, let's start from the top. Be happy, but also recognize that there's some points where you're not gonna be enjoying every moment of it, but yet you should learn to enjoy that process of life, you know. And then if you do feel in the moments that you're not enjoying it, then you're gonna have to go and work towards the things to make you enjoy the position you're in your life, you know. And that's basically what I'm trying to do. The problem is that I know I'm kind of stuck in my ways. The older I get, the more I realize it. But you know, you can see it as half empty or half full. You know, I can use that to just not do anything, or I can use that to go and try to check myself as much as I can, you know. Definitely feel college is interesting, because as much as I feel freedom, I feel a crazy amount of pressure to outperform and do well. And especially me not being just the most diligent and responsible person, it's just so interesting how I feel like I can do everything or anything I want, and at the same time I'm stuck doing certain things, you know. But then I think it's just to go back of, look, it is the way it is. Best you can do right now is enjoy it, because the alternative to not enjoying what's going on, the alternative of just isn't gonna work out anyways, you know. And it's not gonna make you feel better. And also, while I was going throughout my week, not just today with my father's conversation, is you gotta recognize when pressure is good, you know. Pressure is good for you, and that's part of the process. So it's difficult, but I think it's definitely worthwhile in the end. And I think it might sound kind of cheesy, but you know, it's something bigger to work towards than something that's just so simple and easy. It's funny how we're wired like that as humans to just work that way. Do things that seem more difficult than it should, you know, in order to get better satisfaction. But anyway, yeah, that is going to be the podcast today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. If you can relate to any of this, leave it in the comments. Or if you just enjoyed it, leave that in the comments. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you guys had a good time listening to it and watching. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Cheers.